Hello. Oh, I've been recording.
Okay, I'm recording. I'm good.
Recording!
Yeah! Yeah.
Alright, so we're gonna sync in 3, 2, 1.
Sync.
Alright, good deal. So, before we get started with the first episode, the inaugural episode of the Rarathon, and thereafter regretting all of our life choices that led to this moment, we are going to have a little discussion for what I'm going to call the Rarathon pre-game talk show.
Is there gonna be a fancy title that goes across the screen? Like right now, like it's like crawling, then stops halfway and crawl.
No, that wasn't in the budget.
Oh,
We have a budget?
So they're just like they're just a blank screen. I'll put some music underneath though, so they're just not just hearing us ramble.
then why are they watching?
There we go.
If they're not here to hear us ramble, then why are they here?
Yeah, that's true. So there are in this pre-talk show, I just kind of want to get your guys' general impressions about what Rare is, whether or not you have any experience with the games we're going to be playing, any sort of things you're looking forward to, anything you want to see more about, and just things like that. So, personally speaking, I played all these games. I know exactly what to expect. Some of them I recorded a year ago. So I don't know what to expect.
Sounds fair.
But to go over a quick summary of all the games that we're doing, in order, they are Killer Instinct, Blast Corps, GoldenEye 007, Diddy Kong Racing, Banjo-Kazooie,
Believe in you.
Jet Force Gemini, Donkey Kong 64, Perfect Dark, Mickey's Speedway USA, Banjo-Tooie, and finally Conker's Bad Fur Day.
That's going to be
Now-
an adventure.
So,
Yes.
out of that entire list, I'm going to start with you, Axel.
Hello.
How many of those do you know? How many of those have you actually played?
Okay. So out of the entire list, only for the N64, I have played a whopping, astonishing number of 1.
Okay, so
And that
which
would
game?
be GoldenEye.
Okay. So this is entirely new for you then.
Yes, it is, in fact, a rare occurrence for me to be witnessing such marvelous pieces of... What the hell am I going to be watching?
What?
Just, I don't know, man. But, I mean, I just know that Rare is like this big thing, and I've seen people play games by them before. I just never... The time period that Rare was flourishing, I was not into N64. I think I had a PlayStation, because that's like what I could afford.
So you kind of missed out on that entirely, which is a real shame because popular consensus is with N64 was Rare's absolute peak as a company.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
but we'll talk about that as the project goes on. What about you, Nebbles? Which of those do you have experience with? Which one of those have you heard of before?
Alright, I've heard of good chunk of all of them, but my experience mostly lies with the Banjo games, Donkey Kong 64, especially Diddy Kong Racing. That was my game as a kid, and Conker's Bad Fur Day.
Okay, so mainly the platformers then.
Yes.
Okay. Personally speaking, before I started this project, the only games that I had real direct experience with were pretty much the same. The Banjo games, Conker, Donkey Kong 64, Diddy Kong Racing, and a little bit of Blast Corps. That was a game that I had actually rented a couple of times, but didn't get very far, and you'll see why when we do it a little bit later.
Oh boy!
In the recording sessions. It's the second game on the list, so we're probably gonna get to it like right after this.
Right.
All right. So, of all the games that you don't know about, Axel, which ones are you looking forward to?
I'm actually probably looking forward to darn it, Conquer the Bad Fur Day, because I know I've seen some playthrough of it, but like,
yeah,
I didn't get to.
I mean,
experience
that's
the
kind of
whole
the infamous
thing.
one of the bunch.
Yeah. Although I am piqued, my interest was piqued when you said Mickey's Speedway USA, just because I'm just like, what?
Yeah.
I mean, licensed titles. It was bound to happen.
It was bound to happen, but yeah. So probably those two are top of my list right now.
All right. What about you, Nebbles?
Oh man. In terms of talking about it, I'm excited for Diddy Kong Racing because it was one of my favorite games as a kid. But even though I know a lot about Conker's Bad Fur Day, I'm just excited to see it again, and I'm more excited to get Axel's reactions to everything since he hasn't ever like gone through the game proper.
Hey.
Hey.
It's
Like,
gonna
hey!
be beautiful.
All right. We'll be coming back later, and we should have Marty with us then, and I'll get his thoughts at that time, and I'll just kind of crudely Frankenstein them into the final product right here!
Can I pretend to like react to them? Be like, oh my gosh, you expect that to happen? Or something of the sort, maybe. I don't know. What are some other general responses?
I'm gonna go with it. And we're 3, 2. Those are some great thoughts, Marty. All right, so
yes, I believe it. Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna go ahead and get started. Well, no, not quite yet. So for this, as I've already described, this was essentially an entire year in the making for me, and it's kind of a very personal project. This is something I've been wanting to do since we first started the channel, and Axel's well aware of that fact.
Yep. Well aware.
Yeah.
Just don't stop talking about it. Ever. Even in the sleep.
So, as such, some of these earlier projects, there has been some time since I finished them. So, it's going to be like half discovery along with you guys. Just kind of like,
all right.
Yeah, that happened. Great job.
Video games.
Me.
Just going to trigger this like horrible memory for you.
Oh, no, there's going to be a couple of them in there that you're going to feel the rage through the video.
Oh,
like,
man.
is it going to shake? Like, can I just visually shake the video?
I mean, I could probably do that in post.
Just shake it. Just be like... That's going to be great for some audio right there.
Totally.
Alright, well, with that, we got some kind of pre-thoughts. Admittedly, in this section, there's not going to be a lot to talk about, but for each respective video game, we're going to go a little bit more in depth of like, what are you expecting from this project? What are your thoughts before going into it? Whether or not you played it before, things you're looking forward to. Pretty much more of the same, but focusing on the game itself.
Yes.
And at the end of the project, we're going to come back, reconvene, kind of decompress, and just kind of take our thoughts as a whole. And now, before we get started with the first one, Killer Instinct, we're going to go ahead and take a quick 5-second break and then come back and talk about what we expect from that.